The wind carries whispers through the mist, whispers of love, loss, and a promise made beyond time itself. The stones stand silent, but they remember everything, every heartbeat, every tear, every journey. This is where the story of Outlander begins again. Not in one world, but in two, bound by fate, guided by love, and sung by the haunting voice of Annie Lennox. Morning rises over the Scottish Highlands, painting the hills in soft gold. Mist clings to the valleys like a memory that refuses to fade. The camera glides through the fog, revealing the ancient standing stones of Craigh. Nod done, tall, timeless, and waiting. The first gentle notes of Annie Lennox's voice drift in, tender yet powerful, echoing across the landscape like a ghostly lullaby as the song begins. The world feels still, as if time itself is holding its breath. The stones shimmer faintly, as though remembering every soul that ever touched them. A whisper of wind passes through, carrying the faint sound of a heartbeat, steady, human, eternal. The camera circles the stones slowly, catching glimmers of the past within each reflection. Claire's trembling hand, Jamie's fierce gaze, and the shadow of their love that never truly ended. The voiceover speaks softly, blending with the music. Time is not a line. It is a circle. It bends, it breaks, and it binds us to the ones we cannot forget. From the stones, the scene shifts, the wind sweeps us across valleys, over rivers that sparkle in the dawn. A single thistle sways in the grass, bathed in sunlight. A raven takes flight, its wings beating in rhythm with the growing tempo of the song. The melody deepens, strings rise, drums whisper beneath. And Lennox's voice becomes the sound of memory itself. The voiceover continues. Every century has its secrets, every soul its echo. The past is never gone. It waits, calling us home. We move through fragments of time. A candle flickers beside an open journal. Ink spreads across old parchment. A woman's shadow passes behind sheer curtains. These moments don't tell a full story yet. They hint at one. The feeling is both nostalgic and new, filled with longing for what's gone and curiosity for what's coming, as the final note of this section swells. The camera glides back toward the standing stones. The sunlight bursts through the mist, illuminating them like a doorway between worlds. The music fades, leaving only the sound of the wind in a single echoing heartbeat. The world turns, and time opens its arms again. Out of the mist, the sound of hooves breaks the silence, a heartbeat turning into thunder. Jamie rides across the highland plain, his figure a shadow against the rising sun. The rhythm of his horse's steps matches the pulse of the drums. Beneath Annie Lennox's voice, each beat feels alive, ancient, proud, unstoppable. Cut to Claire, standing by a window lit by candlelight. The reflection of the flame dances across her face as she clutches a ring, small, silver, and shining like the memory of another life. Her eyes carry both love and loss, hope and ache. The wind howls outside as if the past is calling her name. She closes her hand over the ring. For her, love was never a choice. It was destiny. The voiceover whispers over the music. Some loves are born in quiet hearts. Others are forged in the fire of war. The melody builds, and with it come flashes of history, soldiers marching through mud, letters sealed with wax, ships battling roaring waves under stormy skies. The faces change, the centuries move, but the emotion never fades. Love fights through every battle, surviving every loss, every betrayal, every goodbye. A candle flickers out. The screen falls into darkness for a moment, then light bursts across the frame as the sound of a sword being drawn slices through the music. Jamie turns in slow motion, his eyes fierce yet tired, the weight of 1,000 memories resting on his shoulders. Claire's voice echoes faintly. You have my heart, even when time takes everything else. The song swells, Lennox's voice rising like a storm above violins and drums. The images come faster. Hands reaching across centuries, waves crashing against rocks, a letter flying open in the wind. The color of the world changes, golds become reds, .com becomes chaos. The narration continues. Time does not break. Love, it tests it. And only the brave, the bound, the lost find their way through. We glimpse the faces of others. Brianna, Roger, Ian, each caught between worlds, each haunted by the same pull of fate. A tear slides down Claire's cheek. Jamie rides into battle once more. The flames of war blend with the light of dawn, and for a heartbeat. It is impossible to tell which is rising and which is falling. Asterisk the mist parts once more, and the wind carries us forward through centuries, across oceans, into a world reborn. The past is never truly gone. It lingers in every heartbeat, every echo of memory that refuses to fade. As the soft hum of Annie Lennox's voice returns, the camera glides over an unfamiliar shore. Waves crash against black rocks, their rhythm, steady and ancient as if time itself is breathing. A ship sails through the fog, its sails glowing in the golden dawn. Figures move on deck, faces hidden, hearts uncertain. A letter is clutched in one hand, worn by travel and tears. The camera zooms in on the inked words. For every world we cross, my heart finds you. The voiceover rises gently. The journey never ends. It only changes its shape. We see flashes, Claire standing beneath the stars, her gaze fixed on the horizon. Jamie's silhouette framed by firelight, his hand resting on the hilt of his sword. A new land stretches. Before them, wild, untamed, full of promise and danger. Trees sway in the wind as if whispering their names. In the distance, a child's laughter echoes soft, fleeting. Ko. The song grows stronger. The song grows stronger, Annie Lennox's voice blending the familiar Skye Boat Song melody with anew. Harmony, a sound both modern and timeless. The instruments build, violins, shimmer, drums, pulse faintly beneath. It feels like the heartbeat of history itself. The voiceover continues. Every step forward carries the weight of what came before. Every mile between them is another chance for destiny to begin again. Cut to a close-up. Claire's hands, older now, marked by time and tenderness. Open an old box. Inside lie tokens of a life lived across centuries. A lock of hair, a broken compass, a faded photograph. Her eyes soften. For her, these are not relics. They are promises. Jamie appears beside her in another flash, not in the same time, not in the same place, yet their eyes meet as though the world folds between them. Their connection glows like light through mist, fragile but unbreakable. The visuals shift, thunder rolls, battles roar, flames rise, yet in between the chaos are small moments of peace. Hands intertwined, soft laughter by a fire, a whispered prayer under the stars. The editing rhythm matches the music, gentle, powerful, filled with longing. Then silence, only the wind and a single note from Lennox's voice remain. The camera tilts upward toward the sky, where clouds swirl like the turning of a clock. The narration fades in, quiet and certain. The road ahead is uncertain, but love always finds its way home. Asterisk, the wind returns, soft, slow, ancient. It whispers through the stones as if carrying every name, every memory, every promise ever spoken between them. The sky glows deep amber as the final notes of Annie Lennox's voice rise like dawn over the Highlands. Her tone is both mournful and full of light, the sound of endings and beginnings intertwined. The camera drifts closer to the standing stones. Around them, the mist swirls and circles, glowing with faint gold light. Shadows flicker within, glimpses of faces from every era. Claire reaching through the veil of time, Jamie turning toward her, their eyes meeting across centuries. For a heartbeat, everything stands still. The narration begins quiet, almost a whisper. Every story leaves behind an echo. Some fade, others find their way back home. The ground trembles softly. Sparks of light rise from the soil, dancing upward as if time itself is breaking open. The music swells, violins, drums, and Lennox's haunting voice weaving together in a final breathtaking crescendo. The stones pulse once, then again brighter each time, till the screen is filled with golden light. Out of that light, words begin to form. Slow, elegant, powerful. Outlander appears first, carved in gold against a storm of light, and mist. Beneath it, the letters shift and settle into place. For a moment, everything is silent. The light flickers like candle flame, then fades to reveal the highlands beneath a crimson sky. The wind carries one last echo of Annie Lennox's voice, her final lyric hanging in the air like a prayer, "Bring me home." The voiceover returns, calm, and certain time bends. Love endures. Stories never truly end. They live on in the hearts that remember. The visuals soften. The camera pans across familiar places one last time. Lallybroch in the morning. Light, the river glimmering beside it. A single thistle swaying in the breeze. In the distance, two figures walk toward the stones hand in hand, their silhouettes blending into the horizon until they disappear completely. Asterisk. The light fades, but the echo remains. Somewhere beyond the veil of centuries, the sound of the wind turns into a whisper, not of sorrow, but of peace. The world feels still again, as if time itself has stopped to remember. The stones of Craigh, na dun, stand tall under a silver moon, their shadows long and soft against the earth. Mist curls around them like smoke from an old memory. A voice, gentle, eternal, begins to speak. When the story ends, what remains are the hearts that believed in it, the hands that held on, the love that refused to fade. The camera glides through the night, highlands shimmer under the starlight, every blade of grass wet with dew. A soft, instrumental reprise of the Skye Boat Song begins. Slower, more fragile this time. The voice of Annie Lennox drifts faintly through the air, not as a song, but as a breath, an echo left behind by the music. Through the mist, we see small fragments, glimpses of lives once lived. Claire's journal resting open beside a Skye candle, Jamie's tartan folded neatly on a wooden table, a silver ring glinting in the flicker of flame. Each object hums with memory, as though the love between them is woven into every thread. The narration continues, a whisper threaded with gratitude. They walk through war and wonder, through centuries and silence. And still, their hearts remembered the sound of home. As the music swells gently, the visuals shift to something timeless. The river at dawn, the thistle blooming once more, a raven gliding high above the hills. Life continues, even after the story ends. The sun breaks over the horizon, spilling gold light across the valley. The final voiceover carries a tone of quiet resolution. Perhaps time does not heal all wounds. It simply teaches us how to carry them with grace. The camera rises above the mist, showing the world waking, peaceful, endless. The title Outlander appears one last time in soft gold lettering, fading slowly as the wind carries the final line, asterisk darkness hums with memory. The wind drifts across the highlands, soft as a sigh, carrying the scent of rain and wild thistle. The stones stand untouched, ancient and waiting, their surfaces glowing faintly under the pale light of dawn. Time feels suspended, like the world is caught between one breath and the next. Then a flicker of motion. From the mist, a single figure appears, cloaked, faceless, walking slowly toward the stones. The grass bends beneath each step, as if the earth itself recognizes their presence. The figure pauses, lifting a trembling hand toward the center stone. The light shivers across its surface, rippling like water. The voiceover whispers softly, almost like a memory speaking to itself. Every ending leaves one question behind. What happens to those who still believe? The hand presses against the stone. The world brightens for an instant, too bright, almost blinding. A rush of sound follows, the beating of a heart, the cry of distant gulls. The echo of Annie Lennox's voice faint, reversed, like a memory rewinding. The mist folds inward, swallowing light, sound, and shadow all at once. For a breathless moment, there is nothing, only silence, then a heartbeat, slow, steady, human. The camera pushes through the mist again, revealing the stones now standing empty yet warm, as if they've just been touched. The air glows with a faint shimmer of magic, the kind that cannot be seen but can always be felt. The voiceover returns, calm and eternal. Some journeys never end. They simply change their name. A soft breeze passes. The thistle by the stones trembles. A single feather drifts down, landing gently on the ground, white against the dark soil. The sound of Annie Lennox's voice hums one last note. Fading like the final exhale of a dream, the camera tilts upward toward the sky now bursting with light. Clouds swirl like pages turning, revealing the faint outline of two figures in the glow, Jamie and Claire, hand in hand, walking toward the horizon. They do not look back. They do not need to. Asterisk, the world stands still once more. The music has faded, the mist has cleared, and yet the echo of everything that came before still lingers in the air, soft, tender, unbroken. The stones at Craigh, done rest beneath a pale sky, their edges catching the last light of dawn. Do glimmers like silver tears upon the grass. The air hums faintly, as if remembering a song that no longer plays. The camera moves slowly, gliding past the stones, through the fields, over the hills. Every frame feels like a memory. Places we've seen before, now quiet, timeless. Echoes of laughter, the clash of war, the whispers of love all fade into one single. Perfect silence. Then the voice returns, gentle, reflective, filled with warmth. Stories like theirs do not end. They live in the quiet between worlds, in the hearts that still remember, in the voices that still sing their names. We see flashes, not scenes, but feelings. A candle burning low, a ring turning between fingers. A child's hand reaching for the sky. Moments that feel eternal, captured in the amber of memory. The melody of the Skye Boat Song returns one last time. Faint and distant, Annie Lennox's voice rising like mist. Not singing words now, just sound a sigh from another time. The narration continues, each word slow and deliberate. Perhaps this is not an ending. Perhaps it is only the place where time takes a breath. The visuals soften. The stones blur into light. The horizon brightens into gold. And through that glow, the faint outline of Jamie and Claire appears once more. Not as ghosts, not as memories, but as something eternal. They walk into the light hand in hand, their silhouettes fading into the warmth of dawn.